Hey, Spencer, have you heard of Lisa Lampanelli?
Oh, you're talking about the Queen of Mean, right?
Yeah, but she's also become the Queen of Lean. Did you know that? She has a play called Stuffed, where she delivers brash, skinny insight from the fridge to your ears. No, I don't think that's what happens in the play.
I've actually heard reviews for the New York Times that have said Stuffed offers laughs, genuine pain, and even a bit of insight. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Why? Is that relevant to anything?
Well, Lisa Lampanelli, she's got a lot of street cred, and she's also got a new Feral Audio podcast where she and her co-host Mike Morse talk about health, food, body image, everything else to help you be the best you can be. That's a real hairpin turn for the Queen of Mean. She's stopped stomping on political sensitivities long enough to help you self-actualize and engage in some self-care.
So what? She dishes out some tough love as she takes your questions about being fat, being skinny, being anything but right, and helps you grab a little self-acceptance? I mean, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, but there's other stuff too. Like if you want to get yelled at by Lisa, you can email getstuffed@feralaudio.com, and maybe she'll make you feel like a piece of shit on the podcast, or maybe she'll make you feel better. You don't know with Lisa Lampanelli. She's the queen of mean and lean. Give her hotline a ring, 347-464-2654, and you might end up in the show that way too. But in either case, it's worth a listen. It's free. I think it's very interesting that she's like had some transformative nutritional experience that she and now is doing insights, because what's interesting about the idea of Lisa Lampanelli talking about body image and stuff is that we already know that she doesn't give a shit about what your feelings. So and what we probably need to do more of when we're talking about health issues and stuff is actually have some frank conversations. We're a very fat country, very diabetic country, very diluted, vain, self-loathing, shallow country. Like what do we need to do to actually be healthy? I would trust the Queen of Mean turned Queen of Lean to tell me that. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to Get Stuffed.
Get Stuffed. Kick the craving. Subscribe to Get Stuffed on iTunes, Stitcher, feralaudio.com/getstuffed, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Today's episode is brought to you by Last Rampage, the new true crime film starring Robert Patrick, Heather Graham, and Bruce Davison. And we had the pleasure of speaking to someone involved with the movie.
My name is Robert Patrick. I play Gary Tyson. That's Gary Tyson with an I in the film Last Rampage. Evil broke loose in 1978, Arizona State Penitentiary. That was interesting. What it was like playing a real person as opposed to a fictional character. It was really trying to wrap your head around how this guy could do some of the things that he could do. That was the things that you were drawing on. Of course, there was no way you're going to try to do an impersonation of a guy, nor was I going to try to, get as heavy as the guy. I didn't have enough time to really go that route. But I found him really, really interested in trying to live up to the charisma that he had. I fell in love with the folklore of the story, like the whole idea that he was a guy that was raised during the Great Depression. See, that from a historical point of view, those kind of stories resonate with me. That yearning for something better, trying to find it, have to steal to get it. How do you deal with that if you're a religious person? How do you run underneath that? How do you justify it? He had a double life sentence that he began to push his wife and his kids to say, God, I'm going to serve one term, and when I die, I'm going to serve another term in hell. I got to get out of this. And the length that he was willing to go to get his kids to help him get through this and get him out of prison was fascinating to me.
Don't miss Last Rampage, the true story of the prison break of Gary Tyson. In theaters and available on iTunes and all on-demand platforms today. For more information, visit truecrimelive.com or follow the movie on Twitter at Last Rampage Film or on Facebook.com/Last Rampage Film.
have Zach back there tonight? Let's hear it for Zach McKeever on sound. All right, let's do the damn thing. Oh. Yeah. Welcome once again, one and all, Mademoiselle and the other guys from Uptown Burbank. The beautiful part of Uptown Burbank, Harmontown, is now in session. Won't you please join me in welcoming the game master of your dreams, Spencer Crittenden. And the fuzziest mayor of all time. You love him, Dan Harmon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's bring this town hall meeting to order. That's the conceit of the show.
First order of business, when are we getting to the moon?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that premise that never came to fruition?
Well, you mean we didn't build a rocket ship? Is that what's...
I don't know. I feel like now isn't that more important than ever to get the hell off of this horrible planet that wants to kill us?
Yeah. But in order to do it, we'd have to work with hundreds of people that I now don't like. I think we missed our deadline. I think it's like the Tower of Babel. Humanity's been disbanded. I'm a lone wolf now. I'm like that wolf that Tom Cruise saw in that movie.
Lone Wolf?
The movie was not called... What was your guess? The Lone
Wolf?
No.
That would be great.
Was it called Wolf?
No.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Nope. These are all famous movies that are famous for not starring Tom Cruise. Except for Spencer's guess, which is a non-existent movie.
That would be the movie you'd expect him to see a lone wolf in when he's a lone wolf.
Would it though?
Was it?
That happens, and then it's like lone wolf, and then the credits roll. It's like a 3-minute movie.
I know what it is. It was Wolfie McGuire.
Why wouldn't The Breakfast Club be about a sandwich with egg on it?
But it should be
or why wouldn't the title be a guy falls through a ceiling while trying to go get his weed from his locker? That would be a terrible title for Breakfast Club, but...
A great title for Weed Locker.
Weed Locker is... that's the...
But that was about the Iraq War, I think, right?
That's Doug Benson's indie comedy movie. That's where he shoots it in the Angeles desert. Is there an Angeles desert?
There's a forest.
Okay, but next to it, is there any sand?
Yeah, you go inland a couple miles.
Okay, and the trees run out, and there's no ocean, and
yeah, now you're in Angeles desert.
Now you're talking Angeles desert, or you just hit like. I don't know, Nevada.
I know.
But maybe I should have said Nevada. But it's like a $1 million comedy, you know. Like they got some investors, but it's like they're pretending that it's about Doug Benson being in Iraq, and it's called The Weed Locker. Just wanted to finish my pitch. Although I agree with you, the movie sells itself.
What is the Tom Cruise movie you're talking about?
Oh, you see him? He's a gray-haired hitman in the back of a Wayans Brothers. No, it was a racist. Wait, who was it? Who's Jamie Foxx? Jamie Foxx? Wait, what?
Jamie Collateral.
Oh, I thought you were telling me his name. I was like, I'm not that off. I know it's that person's name I do not know. That person sounds like he won an Oscar. Hawatara. And the winner is Hawatara. Hawatara is winning his first Oscar and will soon be a cab driver. Well, take it up with white society, you pricks. Don't look at me. I'm not the fucking one that's the cause of this. That poor guy in the, what's that movie called? Captain, My Captain, I'm the captain now.
Dead Poet Society? That's the only Oh Captain, My
Why
Captain
was it Dead
movie.
Poet Society called I'm the captain now, Captain? Desk standers with an exclamation point. I found my, look what I found. Oh, a lot of you plebes don't know what these are.
I meant to bring you mine. I forgot.
You don't own any earpods. My earpods.
These guys are going to be gone in like 48 hours.
No way, man. I'm never gonna lose you babies again.
Where'd you even find those anyway?
He put them in like he's dancing like he's already playing music in them. And I know that's not how it works.
I'm dancing like Brad Pitt in Fight Club when he runs around the corner with what's your name? Tim Burton's wife. Sorry, ladies. Nothing she does can unobjectify her. She's still just some guy's wife. Helena Bonham Carter. And he drags her around the corner, and then he just starts going like this, like as the cops run by. Because if you're dancing in a junkie hallway, you're not who they're looking for.
This is the only time I would say it was better to not pay the $5 a month for the live stream, so they didn't have to see that dance. They might have saved themselves the trouble on that one.
To answer your question, Spencer, you found them in your car.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Crazy. Why didn't I know that?
So I was in the it's not a hospital, it's a surgery center. Excuse me. Trying to see if I can take care of that. They put a camera down my throat again. Because here's the thing. Okay, this is a little crazy. Like, I have chronic heartburn. I can't imagine why. I keep searching and searching for a way to mitigate the burning pain in my esophagus. Excuse me. The first time I went, they looked down my cake tunnel and they found some polyps, and they grabbed them and to send them off to a lab to see if they were cancer polyps, and they said like, oh, your digestive system looks great, and I can't. What the fuck were they looking for that time? Because then I'm getting so upset just thinking about it, because I told you last time I was a little upset in the last episode. You might have noticed a tonal shift here. I'm a little calmer now.
Are you were on like some pretty heavy duty painkillers they give you for that? Are you still floating on those, or is that
I don't
over?
feel like it, but they tell you don't make any business decisions today, no matter. That's what they say, which is kind of delightful. I was like, I cancel my calls, Smithers.
Don't call North Korea
right
until tomorrow.
Don't address any Boy Scouts, for God's sake. You might not be in a proper frame of mind to hold the stitching of society together. Mind your P's and Q's, sir. Don't go off on a psychotropic substance stumbling into society. You might end up elected president. All right. Don't have half a brain when you just run out into the street shouting whatever you're feeling. You'll get rewarded for it endlessly and then die while killing everyone. You wouldn't want that, Mr. Harmon. Goodbye. Want some Cheez-Its? They gave me Cheez-Its. There's the one thing is like, after you wake up, you're like super high. Like it's great. It's kind of an intimidating thing to be rolled into a room where they don't design surgery rooms to be like, they wouldn't want like fluffy pillows in there and stuff with hair on them. Like the comfort goes hand in hand with non-sterility. You wouldn't want like bean bags in your room, or like oil paintings, and the oil's going to get in your body. So it's like a grody, creepy jigsaw room, but clean, but still like sociopathic, and there's beeping, and you can hear your heart beeping, and then when you hear your heart beeping, it starts beeping faster, and then you try to experiment with lowering it because you think you're going to blow their mind and go like, "Who are you?" Beep, beep, beep. You feel like I'm just seeing an eagle in the sky. And then they start this fucking thing through the IV, and they just like this time they didn't even say count down from 10 to 1. Like they were just like they just didn't even give a fuck. And I was just boom, you're out, and like you're instantly awake. Nothing happens. It's not like being asleep where you have like this weird consciousness of time. It's like it's like a cut. And then you're in a different room, and no one else is there because they left your ass because you're boring, because you have been knocked out. Like you feel abandoned because you're like, wait, everybody left. But it's like, no, we were all here with you. We rolled you like the furniture you are into a corner after we cut some polyps out of your stomach. Fucking chill out. When you start babbling like a maniac, we'll come back and give you Cheez-Its.
Why is Cheez-Its the go-to
I don't
snack?
know, but why do they follow the bag of Cheez-Its with a lecture about why you're fat? Like, that's the thing. I never said the phrase, you guys gave me the Cheez-Its so many times today, because they kept coming in, and they're like, you want some Cheez-Its? I'm like, yes. Am I in heaven? And then I'm eating the Cheez-Its, they're like, okay, the doctor will be right in, and then so another person comes in and goes like, Mr. Harmon, listen, we didn't find anything in there that's not the result of like, a guy your age having gained your amount of weight. You guys gave me the Cheez-Its. No, I know, sir. I just saying, like, it just kept happening. Like, different people kept coming in.
Did they give you, like, the airport-sized bag of those? Or, like a big...
Just a little baby bag.
Yeah.
I was I just kind of felt like maybe if I wasn't eating Cheez-Its with crumbs all over my face, that maybe they would have laid off the fat lectures a little bit. Because at least, I'm not saying I would have looked thinner with now out Cheez-Its in my hand, but maybe they would have thought, like, well, he must not know that he's fat. Like, for all we know, he started his diet yesterday. Let's not fuck with him too much.
I would say, like...
But they were like, dude, you're fat. I'm like, well, you gave me Cheez-Its.
Yeah, maybe trail mix, maybe something not so like fatty, like a cholesterol-y.
Yeah. Well, now that you're pitching that, I'm like, fuck, no. That would be awful. That would be awful.
Yeah, but you would feel like you were in a hospital, not
trail mix. What would be a good hospital? Like, I don't know. It'd be like a RoboCop paste, They'd be like
applesauce.
Yeah, would you like it would be like in one of those paper containers that when you finish, you can unfold it and turn it into a yarmulke.
But there must be some sort of like scientific reason. Like, is it because the salts, the fats, like the things that you were depleted?
Yeah, I'm sure they like. Yeah, I'm sure they.
Or it's just
big Cheez-Its.
Big Cheez-Its fucking involved.
Yeah, they got like defibrillators with the Cheez-It brand defibrillators. They're stationary as like Cheez-It stationary. You're like, what's going on here?
And you leave your hospital. You called not a hospital, and you realize that you were just at Nabisco the whole time.
You look back and there, because you hear one squeaky hinge, and you look back and the stagehands are hoisting the flat. That's like God, this is in a giant box of crackers. I was in the Keebler elf tree, and they were all on stilts.
I told you I went under general anesthesia once for my wisdom teeth, and I woke up and something horrible had happened. Like there was a footprint on my chest, and my belt was off.
I've been under.
And the doctor wasn't there, and I asked the woman, like the nurse, I was like, "Where is the doctor?" He's like, "Yeah, he left." I'm like, when? She's like, a couple hours ago. I'm like, what's up? Like, did all my teeth come out okay? She's like, it was a struggle. My belt was off. I went to sleep with my belt on, I tell you, fucking for sure. And then she showed me my teeth in a cup, and it looked like they had gone hammer and chisel on those motherfuckers. Because they had. And then I go home, and my friend drove me home, because you have to have somebody to drive you home, because you're high as a kite. And I go to the, I go home, I have to get my prescription card. Have I ever told this story before on the show? I feel like I
can't remember.
Yeah.
That's what we've both gotten.
I have.
This
Early on?
Come on. What'd you think, though? It's kind of like Gremlins 2. You want to see it again. You're not sure. You're like, wasn't there like a trans gremlin in that movie that like transitioned and like was like kissing other gremlins? I can't remember. I think we need to watch it again.
I think the only funny part for me was that I went to go get my insurance, like my prescription card, And then while I was up there, I was so high, I thought, I'm going to take some trash out. So I threw my prescription card out with the trash.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's funny.
And then I get to the place, and now the painkillers are wearing off. I'm dying. We had to go figure out where my thing was, and I was just now not high enough to remember to dig through my trash and find the fucking thing.
Yeah, that's why they wouldn't let me take an Uber from the place. Also, they said it's sexist and that you should take a Lyft, but they wouldn't let me take an Uber because they were like, oh, you have to be like a limo service that we have a relationship with, and I'm like, okay, the Cheez-It transit company maybe. Cheese wheels.
Your car is shaped like a
fucking wheels are square. It's gets shitty mileage.
Shaped like a Triscuit.
So the salty Rover.
They shouldn't be giving you fucking Cheez-Its after you've had a surgery. That's crazy.
Well, like, the customer's always right, man. I think at that point they're like, we put a camera down your throat, you survive. Eat one bag of crackers.
Did you get to see the camera? Do you get to look at the apparatus before it goes down your gullet?
They don't show you the. I'm sure I could have asked.
I don't think they probably want you to see it though.
I was kind of like, I could have asked this time because I kind of like, this was like my third time going. You know, I had a endoscopy and then I had a biopsy for the sarcoid thing, and then this was my second time going under in a lightweight. You know, so like this isn't even like surgery. This is just like a thing. So I was fucking Bill Murray in that shit. I was like, they're wheeling me in. I'm like, hey Glenda, how's it going? Still looking good. My name's Diane, and that isn't funny anymore. Just pointing at women and sexualizing them. That was you were a hero in the '80s if you did that. Sorry, I'm 44. I know. I've seen your X-rays. But they like, you know, Doctor, what's his fuck?
Demento.
He's like, hey Dan, welcome back. I said, it's good to be back. I was like a real charmer. You know, but I got like a hairnet on, I'm laying down, I'm like, it's good to be back. I'm like, this guy thinks he's in some kind of lounge. Yeah, I was cool, man. I wasn't getting a lot of laughs, but I was like funny. I just think doctors, like, I wouldn't want them to be cracking up because then it'd be like, these guys are shakeable. Like, I don't want that. They're focused on their craft, but I know I was being funny. I'm sure they probably have like an orientation video where they're like, look, some of your patients, you're in Los Angeles, some of your patients are going to be crack-ups, you know? Like, they're going to be talented people, like crazy geniuses, you know? Some of them are going to have a gift for moving the human heart. You gotta, trust me, as much as it seems like they would love for you to break into gales of frivolity, as much as it would be involuntary, truly, given their hilarity, acumen. Just keep a stiff upper lip. They probably do things like, you know how like soldier guys, like they
or soldiers
they like why did I? The only thing I'm like, I'm gonna try to make this specific. I'll just make them men.
You went way out of your way to make them only men.
That was the final result, but that was not the intention. I was like, God, come on, Tom Clancy, do it. Soldier guys. Now it sounds like you've been in the military.
Also, when you said surgery room.
Infantry. I was searching for infantry and came up with soldier guys. You can't turn soldier into infantry. It's soldier infantry. You'll sound like an idiot. I went soldier guys. I fucking saved it. In their training, one of the things they have to do, or so I've seen in movies, is that they expose you to tear gas, right? Like, or, you know, whatever you're using on other people. They're like, take off your gas mask. Yeah, you've seen that scene in the movies, and you gotta like sit there and take the fucking tear gas. They probably do. They have to do that with comedy in the operating room.
They have to hear all the dumb, semi-sedated jokes that they're going to hear.
Yeah, they have to watch like season 2 of Community. I was gonna, you know, when I started that sentence, I was gonna say like the British Office, but then I was like, I think that was one season, and then I was like, do Parks and Rec, and then I was like, fuck it. Write what you know.
I've stolen a line that Greg Proops uses every time for the last 30 years at his dentist he's been going to forever. And every time he gets in the chair, every time the dentist asks him, are you comfortable? And Greg always says, I make a living. That's always a goodie. But it's funnier if you're an old Jewish comic.
I said,
make a
here's a
living.
little exchange I had. I'm no Greg Proops, but he said, welcome back. I said, it's good to be back. And he said, how are you feeling? And I said, great. I just had a huge sandwich. And because you're not supposed to eat for like 8 hours, because they gotta go in there. And he's like, oh, thanks for telling us. I said, look, if you found a sandwich in the bathroom, you'd eat it too.
These are good jokes.
Yeah.
These are good jokes.
And they're stone-faced. And it's not because I'm not funny, it's because they're good doctors.
Why don't
They want me to stay alive, make more people happy.
Why don't we make your next HBO special just you on a gurney? And you're really letting the doctor staff have it.
Yeah.
You're making light of what could potentially be a fatal thing that's going on here.
I could. They always have to tell you. They feel like they got to tell you there's like a 0.01 chance you'll wake up and choke on the camera and die. Isn't that crazy that they put a camera down your throat and like it's like if you were to wake up, it's exactly like Wile E. Coyote, like when he runs off the edge of the cliff. As long as he doesn't just fucking stay in the zone, Wiley. Like you could just the time it took for you to mug to the camera and hold up a sign that says "Yikes," you could have made it to the other cliff. You can technically fly. You just have to be less self-aware. If you have a camera down your throat, they can just churn you like a butter bucket.
Churn you like a butter bucket.
They can just churn you like the fuselage on a butter churn. But if you were to wake up, simply wake up, you'd be like, and you'd immediately die. Because there's a camera down your throat, because if you were in a bar fight, that's a way to kill you. You have a bar fight in like an AV room. Like a bar fight with like filmmakers.
Why was my belt off, and why didn't they put it back on? Wouldn't they want to? What message were they trying to send me? Like, no, leave it off. Leave it off. I want him to know exactly what the emotional crisis I went through.
See, if the doctor was in the room, it would just be like kind of like, oh, was I? It's like it's almost not funny because it's just sort of like, oh, what happened? But the fact that the doctor's gone makes it funny to me because it's like there's this story happened that he was like, I need some space. And then she's like,
I want to start sexually assaulting other patients.
it's like ordinary people now. Like she's trying to hold it together, and like, where did the doctor go? He'll be back when you have calmed down.
Yeah, yes, he's staying at Shutters for 3 weekends.
She's like, he'll be back later, and then she's like cleaning some tools, and then like 20 seconds goes by, and she goes, he's a good doctor, and he works hard. And you're like, what the fuck? So he's allowed to to play with my dick? Is that what you think happened?
But then the thing that they tell you, like when you're getting, I had all 4 wisdom teeth out way too late in life, and they said that there's a chance that and stop me if I've talked about this before, there's a chance that you'll perforate the sinus bone up here above your teeth. And I remembered signing that thing. And if it happens, it's not a big deal. Your bone will regenerate. It'll be a thing. I don't remember that after the thing because I'm drugged out of my mind. The next morning, I get up, rinse my mouth out. Like you're not supposed to like spit and do anything violent with your sinuses.
Oh God!
And I lean forward, and everything in my mouth poured out of my nose because there's a hole in my face. And now everything. Then I was eating some miso soup, and I leaned. That night I leaned over to get more miso soup, and the miso soup that was currently in my mouth went back into the bowl.
You're like a Muppet. You're like the Cookie Monster. This motherfucker don't like cookies.
I was a fountain. And then I freaked out, and I was I called the doctor, and he's like, "Remember that we had this big conversation? It's gonna be fine." I go, "What do I do?" He goes, "Just don't sneeze for 2 months." Like, fuck you. Where's my Cheez-Its? Where's my Cheez-Its?
The last time you talked about this, I probably mentioned this. We're like an old married couple that both have dementia, and we're just triggering each other like, what is the Navy soup? Navy? I was in the Navy. You were in the Navy. I was in the...
Your story's going to be about the song Me So Horny.
But there's a nerve in your upper lip. That's why in cartoons, like when Scooby-Doo's about to sneeze, Shaggy like put his thing. It's like I always thought that was so dumb. It was like, oh, you're about, but it's like there's like if you push really hard on your upper lip, like if you're ever in a situation where you feel like you truly have to sneeze and like it's a do or die. Like I've done it. It works. Like you just shove really hard. It's like some kind of nerve in there. Oh well. All right. Okay, so
so it's not about the nose. It's about the lip.
yeah, it's pushing on the lip. I don't know why you have to do it with the fucking gangster style with your side of your finger. I don't know why people don't go like this. I guess because if people were coming like from behind you or in front of you, they'd think, is that dude picking his nose? And so you want to be like, no, dude, I'm just doing a crazy mustache game. And then you can tell them later, sorry about lying to you. I was trying to stop sneezing. And they're like, oh, cool. I thought you were trying to mime a mustache. No, dude. But, and it's like, well, shit, at least you weren't picking your nose. Like, no, it didn't even look like it did it. No, because you weren't using the tip of your finger. Conversely, if you're a ninja, what I learned in ninja magazines in the 80s is that you want to point your sword directly at your prey because it's invisible from a distance that way. Think about it. You hold your sword like this. Oh, there's a ninja. He's got a sword. Go like this. What's that ninja doing?
Yeah.
I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to charge at him.
I'll tell you right now, if I see a ninja in front of me and I can't tell what he's doing, I know he's doing something fucking ninja style.
Well, because of the magazines. But
Yeah, look at the magazine.
I mean, a lot of ninjas were mad at these magazines in the 80s. Like,
What, did you have a subscription to Ninja Magazine? Because I think
it was 1982, and you got one with your locker.
No, did I have Ninja Stars? I had all the Ninja Stars.
Yeah, I mean, you could make them out of paper, right? You know how to make a Ninja Star out of paper.
No, you can't.
Do you millennials know how to make a Ninja Star out of paper? I heard some mixed messages there, but mostly no. That's something you could learn from...
A lethal Ninja Star, one that could break skin?
Well, no, you hit someone... As with everything, if you hit someone in the eye with it, I'm sure it could do some damage. That goes for socks, pillowcases, ferrets.
Because when I was in...
Popcorn.
When I was like traveling...
Kisses. If you kiss someone in the eye really hard, you could blind them.
Or you can give them mononucleosis. That's what they call it. It's when you get it in the eye.
A lot of people
That's just science, you pieces of shit.
Mononucleosis. That's what the Cyclops had in the Upanish ads, the Odyssey.
Spencer, were you ever a weapon enthusiast? Did you have like throwing stars?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Katanas?
I mean, come on. Do you even have to ask? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They just Chinatown. You could get anything, man.
This guy invented seagull hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, by burying yourself in the sand and having a bag? What was your weapon of choice?
That was in a ninja magazine. I tuned it towards seagulls. Of course.
That was like retired Ninja Quarterly.
Yeah.
Fulfilled your blood oath. Kids moved out. Try hunting some seagull. It's a great way to placate your neurotic compulsion to avenge and be invisible without
breaking.
Without pinching the pocket.
I can see, Spencer, correct me if I'm wrong, I can see you as having owned at least one pair of nunchucks in your lifetime.
Not nunchucks, no.
No?
Those are dangerous, man. You really got to know how to use them before they stop being dangerous to oneself.
Yeah, nunchucks is the weapon that kills you before you kill you.
Yeah.
You learn to kill somebody else with it.
I think that's why in every scene in movies, like that's why the person starts off with like 10 minutes of like nunchucking, because then the person's supposed to think like, God damn, that's a long time without hitting yourself in the nuts. I better get the fuck out of here. If this guy decides to hit me in the head, he might succeed.
I'm fucking next.
He has avoided his groin for many, many minutes.
And he keeps going down.
He's purposely. It's like Houdini asking people to punch him in the
between
stomach.
the legs, Harlem Globetrotter shit.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah?
Levy, my assistant.
Uh-huh.
You know that
That's
I hate shopping for clothes, right?
Yeah, you hate it.
Yeah. You've been through some hell trying to buy me clothes.
Yeah, we went all over New York City one time looking for the right jacket, and
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
It's
Took
the
hours.
worst. Next to a haircut, it's the worst thing you can ask a good person to do.
Yeah.
Is to go interact with people it's just about your pants. It's the worst.
And honestly, they don't care about what you look like. They're just trying to get you to buy stuff so they make their commission.
Yeah. So that's why we're excited to really get behind a sponsor called bombfell.com. BOMBFELL, bombfell.com. They're a clothing, it almost fails words. They're a full service clothing liaison.
Yeah.
That it starts with you filling out a questionnaire. It ends with you getting free clothes that if you want to keep them, you pay for them. If you send them back, nothing. No
you
money.
Incur no cost.
No money changes hands.
Yeah.
And they have a special service like for people like Steve who are buying clothes for other people, their lovers and or employers.
Yeah, I signed you up for it. I picked all your sizes and what you wear based on, my history with you. Just figuring out, you like long sleeve shirts, you like these kinds of pants, these brands in particular, and then they send us a bag like a couple days later.
It's bombfell.com. Bomb, like the thing that blows up, fell like Norman from Three's Company, the actor, or like the past tense of fall. You're getting assigned a personal stylist.
Yeah.
And that sounds terrifying to you if you're like me. But it's at your own pace, and it's through email, so it's not like this crazy conversation where someone's making eye contact with you and asking you what kind of pants you like, and you freak out and say, I don't know, and look at the floor, and you end up with weird pants. Like, you have a lot of time before they even send you anything. You have like a 48-hour window to like cancel it or change it, and then if you just do nothing, it arrives, you try it on. If it doesn't fit, if you don't like it, you send it back like a Netflix CD for those of you who are my age, and no money has exchanged hands thus far. And I think you can do that forever until you find clothes that you like, at which point your credit card will get charged.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, and plus you notice, okay, so I have an assistant who's kind of occupying clothing-wise the position of like an intimate other or something. They're like set up for that. If you have a schlub boyfriend or girlfriend that is like they're the love of your life, but they're not like a sartorial wizard. They're not like into self-care. Their service has that in mind. If you say, this is for my partner, I'm going to be shopping for them, they're set up for that as well. You can like surprise the person or just do it for them because they're a schlub. They just send you an email and go, like, there's a little exchange. You fill out a questionnaire.
It's
and
the
then
easiest thing in the world. Yeah. And Jasmine, who's really helpful, she's our stylist. She's like, all right, seems like you guys like these types of clothes. They sent it to us. You tried out the outfits in front of Jeff Davis in a little office, and he was like, I approve of these outfits.
Yeah, they came in a little bag. I opened the package that you send the stuff back in, and inside is a paper package. I opened that. There's some plastic wrapped clothes. The shirt fit like a goddamn glove. I love it.
Yeah, you didn't take it off.
The pants, in fact, because of my fluctuating weight, they were your guess at my waist size was one size off. So I took them back off. You put them in the bag and sent them back, and we're gonna get the next size down, and those pants will be perfectly fitting. If you go to bombfell.com/Harmontown, you can take advantage of a $25 credit that we negotiated for you, the fans. And so that means that not only are you getting the try clothes for free, if and when you decide to buy some, it's $25 off. Bombfell, open and close.
I think we should get our guest prepared. Is she ready back there, or do I need to say that and then pause so that, like, I don't know. There's no feedback. There's no feedback loop in this show. We don't know what we're doing. We're just flying blind. Our guest is a new friend. I met her through, I don't know, kind of strange circumstances, but they're also kind of boring circumstances because they're kind of work related. But I was like, well, this is a person that we should meet. I don't know. I'm bad at introductions. She's a rapper. She has a bus. She's just back from Burning Man, and boy, are her wheels tired.
Boy, her arms burnt. I think that's
let's bring up B Squid. That's the music we picked to bring you on.
It's beautiful.
Hello, B Squid.
Hello.
B Squid,
Nice to meet you.
are you a drinker? Do you want me to touch your ice?
You can touch my ice.
Do you want ice?
Yeah, I'd love some ice. Thank you.
Hey, Dan, can I touch your ice?
You want to touch my ice?
I want to touch your ice.
You can touch my ice. I'll touch hers.
Let's all touch each other's ices.
Here, this is my ice. Hand this to Jeff so he can touch it.
This is a touchy subject, you guys. Yeah, you need that right now.
What's our bit
you.
now?
What's that?
How did you guys meet? What's the origin story of your friendship?
We met in the desert hot springs. We had both just robbed different banks, and we were burying our briefcases under the same tree. Me and Cody and our mutual friend Evan were up there. I was working on this Vonnegut thing that I'm adapting with Evan, Sirens of Titan, and Cody was working on her thing. And we decided, let's take a week and I've never tried that. Cody always does that. She gets results. Like, she goes away like a sick cat, goes under the stove. Like, where's the cat? And it comes out, goes, I wrote a draft. I was like, I want to try that. And it did work. And Evan and I would go out there, and we got two bungalows at this resort, and it's like at a discount because it was so goddamn hot, and you're going to the desert. They're like, if you come here, we'll give you $1. And then we worked for a business week, and then toward the end of it, you came up in your bus because you're friends with Evan.
Yeah.
It's not that exciting a story, but it's also kind of like.
Would you say you have a bus? Like, what kind of bus am I picturing right now?
It's a short bus. It's painted blue. It says my name on the side. It says B Squid. I use it to tour in, to tour the country.
And you perform rapping.
I rap, yes.
Yeah?
I do rap shows around up
here.
Thank you. Around the coast and inland and anywhere they'll have me.
And you do a lot of live performance, right? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But so are there live venues that make you more nervous or that you hate doing or?
Every one is a totally different experience. There's some that are bigger, and sometimes they're fuller than others, and sometimes they're kind of empty for big places, and that's kind of weird. But I don't think there's anything really that makes me more nervous than anything else, except for, I guess, sometimes when you're in that environment where you've got people who you care about watching, and then you're really it's really on your
family
mind.
Or friends or both.
Oh yeah, family and friends, and you're like, oh shit, I can't believe I wrote this line into the song, and then you just kind of jump over it weirdly, and that kind of thing.
Do you ever so when people how do you explain to your family? Does your family kind of bust your balls when you they're like, so what do you do? And you're like, is it hard to say I'm a rapper?
Sometimes they support me generally. I mean, we're all a little weird, I guess. My dad is a piano technician, and my sister is she builds Moog synthesizers, and she's studying for that.
Oh, okay.
So they really support me in when I decided I was going to take the music route, because I've been working in film all this time, and that was also a little weird for some of the people who I grew up with. There's it's a creative field, and you're never going to make it in film, but here we are, so.
And we have another mutual friend, Open Mike Eagle, who was on the show a couple months ago, and you know him too. That's what we discovered over dinner. And but so I just wanted to drop that. So you need to respect me as an interviewer.
Hell yeah,
I know Open Mike Eagle.
Do.
I will close this mic and turn it into a falcon. Dumb, so dumb. I'm like Weird Al Yankovic now. But he's fine. Why am I shitting on him? All right. So how did you get involved? How did you get involved in rap? How did you get interested in it? What drew you to it? You said your primary interest was film, so then take us to the threshold in your biopic where you're like, I'm a rap.
Well, I've always written poetry, since I was a little kid. And then I started to go through this phase, in, 2010, 2011, where, if I would get mad at work, I would just be like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to write a poem. And I would do that. And I wouldn't, share them with anybody. But eventually, somebody showed me, hip-hop music, and then I was able to take these secret poems I was writing and stitch them over beats and then make something really awesome. Mm-hmm. And I put out a music video once, and it got a lot of attention kind of right away. And so someone called me and asked me to come and screen that video at this event that he was throwing at O'Brien's in Santa Monica. And I was like, I'm not going to screen that shitty video. It's not happening, but I'll do a 30-minute set. And he was like, all right, that's great, cool, booked. 2 months later, I had to write that music.
Right.
Because I didn't have any, but I put it together, made it happen.
I think that's how the good people have their first, like if you don't just like somehow your ego like makes you say you're going to do something, like that's what Channel 101 was for filmmakers when we were starting it in 2003, God, whatever. It was like Schraub and I knew if we don't have an appointment like where everyone's going to either know that we suck because we didn't finish something or we have something like that's there. Yeah, whatever. Why am I explaining this to you?
I totally agree.
Do you make your own beats or do you have people that you work with?
I work with people.
Beat people.
I have beat people. I have a friend in New Orleans who I met when I was working on a job over there. His name is Ratty Skirvix. He produced my full album, my first album, which I put out in November. It's called Cloud 9. And then I have another producer who I work with regularly. His name is DJ Bless One, and he lives in El Paso. So sometimes when I'm crossing the country to tour, I'll like stop with Ratty and we'll make a song, and then I'll stop with Bless and we'll make a song, and then wherever I can do that.
Who was the first? I know you had like kind of a mentor character you were telling me about when we were talking, but then also like who just pop culturally like who was the rap artist that kind of like I don't know, like your early I really want to do this because I'm listening to this all the time, or I don't know, early influence? Is that what I'm trying to get around to?
One of my favorite bands growing up was this screamo band called Glassjaw, and I love them till the day I die. They're amazing. But anyway, it's a little intense, very different.
What you call it? Screamo?
Screamo, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh yeah, it's like emo, where they scream.
Surprised to know that I am not familiar with screamo.
I feel like you might be. I mean, you're maybe
like
closet screamo fan, but you're there. It's there.
I just don't know what it is. It might be my new favorite thing.
What
makes a screamo band a screamo band?
Well, they'll sing and they'll have their heavy guitars, and it's like kind of an indie hardcore music genre, but then they scream at the top of their lungs, and it's beautiful.
See, if I scream once, I lose my voice for
right, me
a
too.
month.
It's art. What they do is craft.
The people that can scream, they do
night
that
after
all
night,
the time. Yeah.
Song, do a 2-hour set night after night on a tour. That is a craft. There is something in there happening.
But is screamo rapping?
No.
Screaming?
So there was a singer. His singer's name is
Dan, don't embarrass yourself.
Well, I mean, anybody can rap, I think probably one of the first raps that I learned was in a Rancid song, which without even realizing that was rap. I just really liked the fast chop of it, and I wanted to learn it. But anyway, the singer of Glassjaw, his name is Daryl Palumbo, and he did a hook for an artist named Cage, and Cage was out of New York, and I listened to that album to hear that hook. That part where he sings, I heard the whole album and I bought it and now I have it. And I grew up with it, because of that. So, I kind of let, people who I'm, love and am following, to bring me to my next kind of, bubble to explore in and then to the next thing. So, yeah.
Well, here comes the part where I show you that I'm bad at what I do, and I don't mean rapping, which I will blow your mind with later.
Yes, you will.
But it will blow my mind if we can just do this willy-nilly, but you did bring a thumb drive of beats, didn't you?
I did.
And would you mind doing it? What would you what would you be following your bliss? Do you want to just do one of your numbers? I sound like your dad.
Can you spin some of your wax for us?
or whatever. I mean, what's your preference to do?
I mean, I brought 4 different songs with me to perform, but I don't expect to be able to have time to do all of them. So I mean, I could do whatever. Yeah, I could pick, spit one.
No, I think you should do one that's all right. Well, here I'll Dan-splain what you should do then. Why did you unless there's something that would make you happier, do one that's just your thing that you do, and then we'll talk a little more because there was this. You just came back from Burning Man, and I want to talk about that thing. the not Burning Man, but the other thing. And then at a certain point, obviously, I'm gonna get some like Open Mike Eagle taught me like lessons about my freestyling.
I want those lessons.
Well, I'll give you his lessons, but then I need more from you because I didn't come here for nothing.
Do I call you B Squid or do I call you by your first name?
You can call me B Squid or Allie, because that's also my name.
Allie, all right. So Squid.
What if it was Agnes?
Yeah.
Then
Agnes
it would be
is
amazing.
fun.
Obviously, Agnes would be the greatest name of all time.
I know Agnes. Yeah,
Go Agnes.
Like my riff of what a sad name would be. It's like yeah, no, that would be cool because I'm 44.
But Squid, are you a comfortable freestyler? Do you like that, or is that something you enjoy? Or?
It's something I enjoy. I actually haven't broken my public freestyling cherry, so that would be a thing.
Well, the bar is incredibly low here. You're going to be the Babe Ruth of freestyling here.
Nice.
But I think first let's warm up with just one of your. How do you tell them what to play though? If you wanted to just do one of your set things.
I want to do 1,000 Winters.
Fantastic.
It was the one I said I wasn't gonna do.
Zach, you up on that, Zach? Yeah. All right.
We don't always do this.
It's worth the wait. Should I stand up?
Yeah. Make it showbiz.
What about a lighting effect that's a little less butcher shop?
If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 winters. I will wait for you till you're here beside me, till I'm till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Because I know you're waiting too, and all my thoughts involve you. So tell me what I cannot do for my own good. I'll wait for you. I'm searching time and watching close for all the signals coast to coast. Clouds are painting tentacles, compass pointing where to go. East into the sunrise, cause I try to land in time to sandy rhyme like paper with some grit, unleash a shine. With blue balloons I float to you where I will grow out of these boots. And if you leave and travel on, my heart will follow with a song. You can take my magic wand, repeat these spells across the pond. 1 week flies by like Dumbo did. They thought he'd fall, but he learned to live. Of all the hearts this road will bring, I hope each one enlightens me. So in your presence I am free to gift you with eternity. Lighter than a feather, I am stricken like a match. You and me expand to fill the space and plug the gaps. I miss you, need you, want you bad. And while we wait, we may go mad. But I'll be there when leaves turn brown, and I'll be singing you this song. Dream in daylight, think of me, I'm always somewhere you could be. Feeding every harmony with hearts of possibility. If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 winters. I will wait for you till you're here beside me, till I'm holding you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. If it takes forever, I will wait for you for 1,000 winters. I will wait for you till you're here beside me, till I'm holding you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember I adore you so. In your heart, believe what in my heart, I know that forevermore I'll wait for you.
Hell yeah. B Squid.
B Squid.
Thank
I was mortified in the beginning because there wasn't enough monitor or something.
I couldn't really hear the beat, but then I kind of got it anyway.
Yeah, you had to squat.
Yeah, if we do more of that, can we get more of the sound in the monitor?
When I'm up,
I kind of wanted to see.
I won't play that shit.
From time to time.
I'll stop the show.
I was kind of thinking maybe we could experiment where either we play that same beat again and Dan tries to.
Well, I think I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay. So then let's put. But I also want to hear that. I want to hear that singer-songwriter hook stuff too.
Yeah, it's the song.
Yeah.
No, I think I got it. I got it.
Okay. Let's give it up for P Squid. He pees on squids.
Here 1,000 winters I wait for you. I have no splinters inside my shoe. 1,000 winters and a half a dozen falls. I went to my friend's house and I can't take it all. Yeah, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of society shit. I'm so sick of it. I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna take my ass and put it down on it. I can't fucking hear it. God damn it. Don't fuck with me. Fuck. Going into the street. I saw everyone's feet. I went up to the sky. I can't fucking hear the beat. Piece of shit. Every 1,000 falls. I'm sick of this shit. Gonna put it in a hat and spit in it and then put it back on my head because I got a zit. Went into my car, went fire, drove to the moon and ate some tar. It burned me. It real fire down my ass. I got too fast when you rap. Too fast. You can't improvise when you rap too fast. There's no such thing as rapping that fast when you improvise. What? I saw your mama the other day. She looked at me and asked if I was gay. I said, I don't have that honor, you bitch. Mom's closed-minded. She's a homophobe. I went down the street, got on a telephone. Why is there still a telephone on the street? Because I'm a time traveler. My dad is Dan Rather, played by Robert Redford in the movie Truth. Have you heard about that? It's about that thing about George Bush's military service. For 1,000 winters. What? 1,000 days. What? For 1,000 million calendars. Gonna sing Purple Haze. Tell you what about that. Talk about a cat, fuck the dog too, then a rat. Put them all together in a jar, threw that shit and said, fuck it. Or 35 springs. I saw you the other day. You had a tattoo. I broke my heart. What about you? I haven't seen you in 10 years. What's the Facebook status? Why is it still single? You know you got into somebody else 2 weeks after we broke up. I sense overlap. I'm not stalking. I sense overlap. I'm not a Facebook stalker. I'm policing overlap. I police overlap. Think about that. With your butt flaps. Wrap it out, dap, dap. Rappity dap. Rap. Think about that. For 1,000 winters, it snows so long. I hope my zombie dragon doesn't go to the wrong side. I got the dragon out of ice. Got some chains. Don't know how I made them. Pull the dragon out of ice, brought it back to life, made its eyes blue. Now I'm gonna cut the knife through the wall. The rubble's gonna fall. Then I'm gonna walk over it all. I'm gonna go south. Right? I always get that mixed up. South is bad. South is, it's like the Korean thing. It's like you can never keep track. North of the wall is bad. fucking 1,000 winters. Yo, it's like 1,000 winters. Yo. Ain't no fucking summer in sight, bitch.
I like this game.
I mean, I don't think my version's
We're gonna go to the judges.
It brought tears to my eyes a little.
I don't think, I don't think mine's perfect, but you had a chance to write yours, and I did have the advantage of watching yours, and so it's even. Like, I think we tied.
I'd say so.
But, yeah, so Open Mike Eagle, he divested me. If you want to know how I got to that level. Open Mike Eagle, like, he taught me that I don't have to say "fuck your mama" all the time. Like, do you have crutches when you freestyle? Like phrases that you like lean on when you're like, killing time?
Sometimes.
What are they?
I try not to repeat them, like as an exercise. So right now, I mean, I guess if we start freestyling, I think you'll figure it out. But
you don't want to give them power.
Well, yeah, because they're changing. They change every time I freestyle.
Oh, so if I drop the "fuck your mamas," which as soon as Open Mike left, I was like back on it.
Yeah, it's like the sauce. You gotta.
But everybody was cheering. Like, he made me not say "fuck your mama" for like a rap, and it was like
you gotta push yourself.
Everybody was like, "Yay, you're learning and growing," and then he left. He's like, "I'm rich," and I was like, "Fuck your mama." But yeah, is there like, did any of the beats that you brought for freestyling, are they kind of like a little slower?
Apparently they're all licensed, but they were slower. I just, so I guess there's other beats on hand.
Oh, we have some.
I mean, Dan, you really push yourself. I mean, lyrically,
that was great. You really
yourself to the limit.
moved very quickly there.
Yeah.
But the kicky baby dance was really on point tonight. That was some good kicky baby going on there.
For me, that song is about the cycle of life.
My main takeaway is that you're sick of this shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the main message. Kind of a through line there.
That's how I perceive. That's like my perception of like a female rapper. I'm like, well, she must be sick of this shit. Like I'm like sick of this shit. What if that? Or like if anyone's rapping that fast, like what else could it be? Like, I don't know. I'm just sharing my obstacles.
Squid, do you think there's any chance, like subconsciously, that based on what you just saw, that you might accidentally bite some of Dan's freestyle rhymes?
I hope I don't. I mean, I would feel really terrible if I did, because I respect you and your freestyles are sacred to that moment.
Is it lame to use the word lame as a derogatory way because it's ableist? Okay, starting over.
Okay.
Is it bad? What a boring world we've created. I hope Nazis take it over. Is it negative to take more than 3 ibuprofen? Is it dumb?
Is it bad that his beats are so retarded?
Is it bad to ask? I feel like this is something that journalism does to the female persuasion when they're like, to corner you and say like, what's the state of women in rap, like, so that you might. But I don't think anyone's listening to this. So like, I don't know. Just like, what's your. Do you have any opinions about that, or are you like gender blind, like about rap and go?
In case you hadn't noticed, I'm a lady, no hating, just saying they always underpay me. When new lanes are laid in, I'm relating, gaze changing, window pane is praying, new freeway to play in, escaping, creating, something missed by education. Labelers are looking for your contribution, if laboring, tailoring, or execution, impaling, failure with a loose end, goose head's body running crazy in a chicken's pen, got a feel for him, he's foreign to the lore where we're supposed to get bored, 8 to 4 with chores and performance, executive bird's eye, scores of ignorant, his core, an orb of explorer sentiment, especially to movers and shakers who can't afford you, hoes are dumped by their players. The system regrets to inform him his mission is canceled and wishing concussion. Discussion of structure that he's been disrupting is kept at a minimum. Take this chrysanthemum, let's all remember him. In memorandum, the rebel of random reaction is granted museum in the Hall of All Fame. A graveyard of hunger pain served in the name of the young and ashamed. So.
All right, but I think you're avoiding the question.
I did, okay.
Answer the fucking question.
So that's my. So actually, I performed that rap.
I knew we were both going to do the same joke.
Halfway through it, did you stop listening to the actual? I was like, for the first half, I was like, God damn, this is like, I'm like, my brain is growing new synapses, and then the second half was like, what's the bit that I'm gonna do? Which is probably the second half of that is like, and they're always just thinking about what they're gonna say next.
No, I love being a female, and I love doing what I do. I think that it's like the game of
Thrones.
Guess Who? Remember that game, Guess Who? Right? With all the dudes' faces, and you're like, oh, this one's got, my guy's got glasses, or my guy's got a beard, or
David.
My guy's a lady. And you're like, oh, it's one of these two people.
Right.
So that's kind of what it feels like, Like, not a lot of people get your card, but when they do get your card, it's like, it stands out,
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes whatever. It is what it is.
And
It is what it is.
I'm a strong, independent woman, I think. I feel I try to be anyway, and so I don't, really let the industry walk all over me, which is why I'm an independent starving artist. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do in this life.
Now you're rocking that Los Feliz cap. Are you a Los Feliz native? Or?
Yes, I am. Well, not a native, but I live there.
That's where you live in.
That's where I live.
All right, that's my hometown.
Yeah.
That's Dan's hometown.
Just to get grim for a second, because it's kind of just historically grim. Like, you were just at Burning Man, and I've never been, and you've been there many, many times.
7 times.
And then we're like, you're talking about the heat, and I was like, and then the obvious dumb joke is I was like, yeah, it was a literal Burning Man. There were Burning Men there, and then you're like, no, there was one, because this fucking thing happened. I don't know how many of you heard about this. Like, it's probably easy to miss news these days, but do you? I mean, should I say what happened and then you talk about it, or do you want to just take it from there?
Well, I was there, and I was sitting kind of on the I want to say the 3 o'clock side maybe from where I wasn't able to see it occur at the fire, but when the man was burning this year on Saturday night, there was a guy, and his name was Aaron Joel Mitchell, and he ran into the fire and committed suicide. And that was actually really a really sad thing I didn't find out about until the next morning.
You said he was in there for 30 minutes.
Like 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds, 30 minutes. Okay. You know what? Still too long to be in a fire.
Still too long.
I'm sorry, I know nothing about this. I was wondering about.
There was a guy just ran into the fire, but
to self-immolate and kill himself by fire at Burning Man.
I mean, nobody knows why he did it.
Oh, really?
Nobody knows if he was on drugs or they know he wasn't drunk. They know that he had been sober previously and that he was like a beaming, gentle soul, and that nobody can really speak on why he did it. Or
I think it's a sign of the times that I immediately was like, I won't be surprised if I find out this isn't the case. But the first thought in my head is, I wonder if this guy is just like, fuck it, this is it, like this point in history, and it's whether or not often these things aren't. They're not. Sometimes a cigar is a cigar, and who knows why he did it, but it's already notable that was the first thought in my head, because it wouldn't have been last year. I wouldn't have been like, I bet he did that because the world is ending. But the other crazy thing is realizing that you were there the entire time. You were on one side of a fire with a guy that ran into it and basically never came out. I mean, they fetched him out and then he died in the hospital. But you didn't find out about it till the next day.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so I need to recalibrate my definition of what a large fire is, because I've never been to Burning Man. I was how many people are gathered around the actual Burning Man?
They say there were 50,000 people there.
Jesus Christ.
And so there's a whole perimeter of party buses and art cars that kind of surround it, and then between that perimeter, and then there's a perimeter of rangers making sure nobody runs into the fucking fire. In between that is where everybody sits and stands, and it's a beautiful fire show. There's this whole procession beforehand. It's very ceremonious. They've been doing it I think 30 years. And then there's fireworks. The best damn fireworks show you'll ever see is that burn. And then the fire. And the fire was like insane this year. Like, it was insane. I mean, it was kind of like a structure around the man, and the man was like in the center of it. Usually he's like up on a post or like up somehow. But this year the theme was radical ritual. So what they did was they made the man almost look like the traditional temple that is at Burning Man as well. So there was like kind of a secondary. It was a really spiritual year at Burning Man. Everything was built like it was a shrine of some kind. So
I mean, there's like cynical dots I'm connecting here where you're describing. Well, this year they tried something different where they had like an entryway on the fire.
I mean,
they kind of designed it like a place you could go into.
I guess so. I mean,
This guy broke through the lines of marshals and people there and made it through and thrust himself into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And they got him out, like half alive.
They got him out like after 30 seconds, and they flew him to safety, but he did.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, it's really sad.
Yeah, I mean but we don't know why. If that was a moment of passion or something he'd been planning on, or
no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
He apparently didn't leave a note or anything.
What was the reaction after that happened? Like, how much of that crowd? Because the whole crowd couldn't possibly have seen all that, maybe, right?
I mean, I remember hearing like sound come from the other side. Like sometimes the whole crowd like sparks up some kind of like chant or cheer or like wave of howling at the moon, or somebody's like calling for their friend Sarah, and they're like, Sarah! No. And then the whole crowd is screaming Sarah until this girl Sarah's fucking found or something. But I mean, like, you could hear something was happening on the other side, God. But I mean...
And you've done that 7 times in a row, like been kind of there at the fire, and so, yeah, and you look back and go, oh yeah, something happened, but something's always happening. And I mean, that is such a weird, crazy metaphor for... If I end that sentence with life, I devalue my observation because this sounds dumb. That's such a metaphor for life, but it is. I mean, that you can't say that's a metaphor for society. You can't say that is what life is. That's great that we're all gathered together and that there is tragedy happening. That from a distance, from the other side of the fire, which is the greatest thing that's ever happened, and it's like there can be a person. And it can be mistaken from certain perspectives for just another part of a celebration, and then the next day it's like, yeah, dude, man, it's unrelated to that, because I don't want to follow up that story with like, I want to go to Burning Man at this point. But it's like at this point, after the aftermath of the election and stuff, it's like my mind and soul are a shambles of white fragile shards. Like I bought a gun. I'm planning on just doomsday prepping in a desert. I don't know how. I'm gonna die of thirst, like digging a hole straight down because I play Minecraft. So it's like I look back on like a 10-year history of using the phrase Burning Man as a comedy writer to like, mean hippie and dippy and whatever, just like make fun or whatever. Like, and now it's like, because of this year, it's like, this is something that I gotta go to at some point. You would definitely obviously recommend it, right? Like maybe not to everybody, but you wouldn't go 7 times if you weren't getting something out of it. You're not like monetizing when you go there.
No, I'm not monetizing at all when I go there incognito and nobody, I'm not selling anything there.
Oh, you don't even perform there? I thought maybe
I do
you
perform there. Okay. I do perform there. I'll perform my songs and my set, and it'll be a lot of fun, but it's not something that I'm like banking on or being like, follow my website. It's like not like that. It's sharing what you've been working on like your art for the year. And bringing that out and making sure that your friends and family and people get to be touched by it, like however they can. But I definitely recommend going. I think it's an amazing spiritual journey, and if you need it for, it can really open new windows of perception for anybody who goes. It really changes the way you see shit.
I'm sorry. How much did that guy's death like affect the rest of the proceedings there, or like? Did it cast a total pall over it, or did it kind of move along?
It was kind of dark. Just from my experience, which I mean, I'm not like on the inner circles of the burn and what's going on in there. So, the news came to me in passing, and it was just like really strange. But and a lot of people like knew about it, but were not talking about it, because they didn't want that dark, dismal like black stain on their week, you know. But at the same time, then you go to the temple burn the next night, and there's this like gigantic fence, and it's like up around it, and I've never seen that before, like a fence. And they're like, nobody is jumping in this damn fire.
What's the? Oh, so wait. So just to, so the, is there a fire multiple nights? Okay.
There's lots of fire.
Okay, but there's one. There's the one big burning man where the man burns.
So like,
that's not the end of everything. Everyone doesn't end that and go like, Jesus Christ, I got a PowerPoint tomorrow.
Oh, somebody does, I think, because people leave. People leave, but burning like that Saturday night, that's like the biggest and best party of the week. And then Sunday, usually people are like leaving all day and then leaving all night, and the temple burn is like a really quiet and like spiritual experience for people. Like people don't like talk through it, stand up through it.
This is a joke, but also it's probably true. So it's like Comic-Con, like Sundays, like
yeah, exactly. Just like Comic-Con.
Yeah,
lots of costumes, lots of weirdos and freaks.
See, like I'm not a big fan of major crowds and a lot of dirt. It seems like a lot of dirt and crowds.
It's like dust, but yeah,
dust.
It's pretty dirty.
Also, what was the temperature? Because it was bloody hot during that time, right?
Yeah, it was hot. It was really hot.
Like 120? Like what was it? It was crazy.
I don't know. It was really hot.
It's
it was
a dry heat.
It was hot at night too. It usually gets like really cold at night, but this year was like really hot at night, and so like you're trying to like get dressed to go out at night, because at night it's like a different place. It's like you're going to, you know, Antarctica for the night or something, just hanging out in the snow. And so you're like, I gotta put on my heaviest shit and my brightest things because it's like pitch black. And then so when the nights would roll around, I'd be like, is it a pants night? Should I put a shirt on? What do I do here?
Every night's a pants night. Give me a beat.
Yeah. Do we have a beat? Can you guys do like a duet? Like maybe kick it back and forth freestyle?
Yeah. That's why I wanted like kind of a lazy beat, like something that could be
kind
a little
of
more
mid-tempo,
methodic.
something kind of on the mellow tip. Zach, you got that? All right. Yo, it's 1 minute away from 9/11, but we're gonna wrap right through this.
Every night's a pants night. For all you wondering what should be on your legs, if you think shorts,
yeah,
think again. Yo. I see you walking away from me with your feet. I wonder what's down the street that's for you and not for me. That we should separate like this. It hurts me. I rhymed me with me, and then I took a pee into a jar and drank it. Why don't you go?
I'm walking with pants on, I'm doing a little dance. I'm kicking babies like I was Scott-tastic, and it was romance on the stage with the people who were looking at me. It's nice to meet and I love you, my name is Squiddy B. No, it's not like that, it's the other way around. B Squid, that's my name, and I originate in your town. But I rep Miami where my family's rocking, and they rolling with the storm Irma, and I'm not holding back. I know that they are waiting for that, they're waiting for that. They've got their stuff in their cabinets, and kinda whack that the windstorm of 195 miles per hour, whatever it is gonna be a tiny rain shower to the natives of that place, 'cause the storm was born in our face, and we do it like we in a race.
Extreme weather phenomenon. Don't be blind to what's going on. Inconvenient is the facts. Do you need me to send you a fax about it? All right, don't judge my rapping when the earth is crapping us out of its earthly butthole. We've been here a while and now we're on the dole. It's a catch-as-catch-can relationship with Mother Gaia, and you gotta honor it. She's got them polar ice caps and they're chilly, but they keep us warm in ironic ways. You gotta go to school to understand it. Yo, put your pants on. Put your motherfucking pants on. Motherfucker, get your shorts off, your pants on. Gonna take the club down the street and keep the dance on.
Doesn't matter if they're big, doesn't matter if they're small, Doesn't matter if they're tight or if they fit at all. Doesn't matter if they're gray, if they're black. But not wearing pants right now is a little whack.
Be squid, everybody. Thank you so much, Allie.
Yeah, well, how do we reward you for donating your time? You were delightful. Like, what's plug away? Like, how can people find you and and get into you?
My name is B Squid. You can find me online at bsquidmusic.com. All my socials and stuff are there. And I represent Keep the Feel Entertainment. That's my label. We're independent. We're out of Los Angeles. We're producing music. That song that I performed is going to be on our new sampler, which is coming up.
The first version. Not the. I don't want them to get confused.
Like, can we put this bonus track on that? I mean, that would be pretty awesome. Too.
Yeah, we'll do like a novelty vinyl number.
It'd be great. It'd be really, really special and sampled for eons to come.
All right, cool. And you'll come back one day, hopefully, and
Love to.
yeah, maybe you and Mike Eagle and Logic at the same time. We'll have a Rap-a-Palooza.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Or maybe I won't group you all together. Maybe I don't see the world through that lens where you're either a rapper or not.
I mean, rap parties are fun though.
Yeah. Maybe we're all rappers.
Maybe I'll just pick them all up in my bus and bring them over, and we'll be rapping the whole way here and the whole way back, and it'll be
and
adorable.
we'll leave in that bus. Can we outfit your bus for Armageddon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's already
cool.
ready. We're good for that.
You call it Harmageddon.
Armageddon.
The Harmageddon tour.
We can't talk about that yet. The deal's not fully closed.
All right. Well, let's thank
you, B Squid.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Spencer, you still love MeUndies?
Oh, yeah. You know I've always loved MeUndies and will continue to the day I die.
To the point where maybe people are getting tired of our messaging. Okay, we get it. You love MeUndies. I haven't tried it yet. Well, guess what? There's a special offer right now. 20% off and free shipping, along with their 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love the undies that you get your money back. I think you have to send the undies back, or I can't remember if you do. I think you can, keep your poopy undies and just get your money back. I think you're a bad person if you do that, but you're arguably a worse person if you send poopy undies through the mail. I think that's biological terrorism.
That's probably why.
But the deal is, I mean, there's never been a better time to sign up to get some MeUndies and try them out. I'm telling you, I swear, it's like the easiest thing to recommend in the world, because you already probably heard about the micromodal fabric. It's
3 times softer than cotton.
It's crazy. It's like you put these things on, it's like a great feeling, and then you can forget about it. It's like being naked underneath your clothes, except without the friction of your nakedness on the clothes. It's like you have a naked feeling, except you're not naked. It's fantastic. I've said it over and over again. I'm you can tell when I'm lying to you, right? Like with the other sponsors, you can tell I kind of have a gun to my head, doing it for money, kind of tone in my voice.
No, that's not true. You sound convicted and full of earnesty.
Well, tell me something to advertise so we can compare. Just give me a random thing.
What about tooth decay powder?
Tooth decay powder is the best. You should get it. You can tell. You can tell I'm lying.
Right. Now talk about the eco-friendly fabric that ladies will love.
Jesus Christ, MeUndies is amazing. It's eco-friendly. It's a sustainable space-age fabric. Do you know what that means? That means if you launched a MeUndies factory up into space with the materials that they need to create one pair of MeUndies, that you could come back in 500 years and they'd still be making MeUndies, because everything that they use to make MeUndies is replaceable, sustainable. That's why it's eco-friendly. Tell that to your shitty cotton rags that you've been wearing since the 80s. They have a fucking gross off yellow tint to them, and they're rubbing your balls like sandpaper as you schlub about your day, just hating yourself, waiting for an autocratic government to either make you illegal or fall apart so badly that the economy collapses. You end up in the desert fighting a rad scorpion over a bottle cap. MeUndies has a special offer right now, 20% off
And free shipping, and their 100% guarantee, and you get the best underwear you will ever own. Just go to MeUndies.com/Harmontown. That's MeUndies.com/Harmontown. This is a limited time offer, so what are you waiting for? Start wearing the best underwear of your life. It changed my life.
Put your dick in the diamond. It doesn't get simpler than that. MeUndies cradles your genitals in a diamond and keep your nuts from going flat.
MeUndies, the underwear.
Well, that was delightful. I like it when we make new friends randomly.
Yeah. You should go to the desert more often for your little vision quest.
I do want because I got a lot of writing done out there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy adapting Vonnegut, you know? I strained one of my pinkies.
Whoa.
Hitting too many commas or what like on the keyboard or what?
Yeah, it was just like, oh man.
He's comma heavy. Your pinky, you could sprain a pinky.
He loves
doing
commas. I was just like, oh no. All right.
Lord knows how many semicolons you're using.
Let's. Should we get Levy up here?
We should always get a Levy up here. Oh. Steve Levy, join us. Where my Levy's at? Where my Levy's at? You're gonna love it at Levy. What's up, Levy?
Hi.
I forgot to use this.
What's what?
Shit.
No, you were too in the zone, man. You were doing some of your best work.
1,000 winters.
And 700.
Oh shit. Yeah, I can't take it. Don't give me a bag of Cheez-Its. It's just got an endoscopy.
I'm trying to leave it.
Let me call an Uber. Don't take your limo. You're trying to make this shit like a...
Fuck.
I think that's like, you know, patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. You gotta just, you know, go with the flow.
I know.
It's hard to do both.
Oh, go with the flow.
Trying to take a limo. Go with the flow. No, I got a show to do. Focus on the O part of limo. Don't try to rhyme limo. Jimmo. That's how I got hung up. Just say, leave in a limo. Hey, I got a show to go to.
To go to.
Yeah.
A show to go to. Well, you had it going. You let me know. You just give me this.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you think about that?
Yo, I kidnapped your cat, charging a ransom until you give me some Bob Greenblatt, chairman of NBC. Why you gotta cancel me? Oh. Shots fired on the TV industry. To the T, to the V, to the what you gonna do with me? Silicon Valley is taking over so you can drink my pee, cause I can produce this shit. I ain't gonna take it no more. I'm gonna fuck your mama in the front door, go out the back door and floss her body. I fucked your mama so hard, she's now a hottie.
She's now a hottie?
Yeah, it didn't make sense and had like weird connotations of like you need to fuck a woman to make her hot. I didn't like it. I backed off because I'm woke. I backed off.
Backed off that shit. Cause I'm woke like a bicycle spoke. I woke up with a baseball card put into my spokes and it made a noise that's hard. Brrr, like a motorcycle. I'm gonna ride to your mama's house and fight with Michael, Uncle Michael. Yeah. Here's the thing. 9/11 was an inside job. Hear me out. The melting point of steel is 457. And what happened to building 7? What don't they want you to know? What they want you to think? If you Google it, you'll see in the sink. Al Qaeda, spelled backwards, is Al Qaeda. Don't look it up. All right.
Okay. What if that was someone's evidence that 9/11 was an inside job, that Al Qaeda spelled backwards is Al Qaeda? Like, that's neat, but I don't know if it proves anything.
You know what rhymes with 9/11? Tower 7.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I just say for future raps, just put that in your rhyme bank.
Remember right after 9/11 that email went out that was like, hey, listen, you got to type in these are the flight numbers of the planes, and then type this in, and then change your font to Wingdings. And then it was like 2 buildings and 2 planes and then some oil. Something like black drops, and I was like, dude, that's oil! And then we were like, wait a minute, those are the flight numbers. Like, why would the 9/11 people be like, no, here's what we do. We gotta wait until
You know we should get on the show? The 9/11 people.
Tragically, there's the guy who was the inside guy at Microsoft who like manipulated the Wingdings font. Yeah. All right,
Steve Levy,
Yeah,
how you doing?
it's been an interesting week.
Yeah, break it down for us.
Well,
well, she's so shocked. It's been an interesting week. Yeah, what happened?
my roommate's car was stolen out of our garage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like an inside job.
it was. I think it was an inside job.
What's the melting point of that car?
It was a real bummer because my car was broken into, and they found my garage clicker and his spare key somewhere in my car.
Wait, back us up through that. Because as you said, that they didn't break into, that's how they got into the garage, is by breaking into your car?
I think it was an inside job. I think somebody watched me. Somebody watched me walk away from my car, forget to lock it, and then
outside the...
in the garage, because I'm in an apartment building.
Okay, so when you say inside job, literally like someone lives
who
in the
lives
apartment. I
think it was the Russians.
But that's better than I thought you were saying.
Seriously,
you parked on the street, and then you'd have to feel guilty about that for the rest of your life. I parked on the street because I was just going to run in, and then someone took my clicker, opened the garage, went in, and had a field day.
No.
But no, you're an innocent too. You can't control when another human being that is allowed past all of the security measures is going to be a crazy car thief.
Shouldn't it be easy to investigate then? I mean, like, it's just one building of suspects.
Right.
Like,
there are cameras. They called the... I don't know.
I would also... I'm suspecting, like, that's a good 10 episodes of a Netflix original.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Building.
Dan, you have enough on your plate right now.
Yeah.
You've already sprained one pinky.
Ed Harris made one mistake. It's just because I'm the only one who's lifted his head while beating Rodney King. Now I'm in charge of apartment building car thievery. But one job was going to change everything. Whoa! This is a crazy job. A guy stole a car. Netflix presents a show with a trailer that follows the 90s trailer trope.
In a world.
Oh, shit.
Yo, 90s trailers. They got that voice and says, in a world where you stole a car, drink a jar.
All right, get back to the... I'm not that interesting. Talk.
Dan and Spencer shot a fun Harmon Quest commercial this week. That was a highlight.
Real fun.
Oh yeah, Harmon Quest coming to Verve
next week.
Verve.
This week.
It's twice as expensive as CISO and twice as likely to stick around for a year. I didn't ask for this new world any more than you did. Like, try to look at it this way. Like, CISO was a Kickstarter. And thank you for your $5 like commitment to their experiment, which was noble and gave like Cameron and Rhea a show and like a bunch of really cool shows on CISO, and then I don't think this is a controversial statement. I don't think Universal gave it enough of a chance. You can't that business model needs 5 years, but they had their own reasons. They fucking folded it. That's not your problem, but it's a little bit mine because like now we have this world where it's like guys like me are like I got a built-in audience, and am I going to keep coming to you and going here's another person to subscribe to? I don't want to do that to you. That's not what Robin Hood does. He doesn't go. Hey, merry men, I want to introduce you to Gerald of Nottingham. He's got a real fun business plan. For every bottle of shampoo you sell, 3 people underneath you sell 6 bottles, and that's not the Robin Hood myth we want.
Are we finding out that Harmon Quest isn't good enough to make it to like an Adult Swim? Or like
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of the fact that we're not already on one of those networks implies that we did not make it onto one of those networks.
Right. Yeah, but now but there's our show is good enough to be on that, but compared to
I think there's an alternate reality where we did go to Adult Swim or something similar. But, you know.
But now Adult Swim doesn't need us to because we're making it for free for 2 seasons. And that becomes so big and it's such a success, Adult Swim can come along, scoop it up, and they're going to be like the heroes. But they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and I don't even know the particulars of the deal, but I mean, we didn't have what among our options wasn't like we're gonna keep our show and like go because we would just do it on the internet, sell it for $1 an episode, but that's not the business works like we couldn't have produced that level of show if CISO didn't exist. Like they had the budget to give us to like do it like Dinner for 5 fucking style and have an audience and the cameras going whooshy whoosh and Lizzie Olsen's on it and fucking it's a good show because it's a little higher production value than if we did it on our own. But the upside of that, or the downside, or the side of that is like, okay, so CISO, they're folded. They sold all their shit to Verve. Verve is huge fans. They love the show. They're
it's
like
one of my favorite bands too.
Right.
So and then I go to you guys and I go, hey, it's $11.99 a month now. Like when you guys are like, how is this gonna? How does this end? Am I just in a bunker with you, giving you $50 a month for your pee?
That's why this season we're asking you not to watch Harmon Quest. We're tired of it. We're not being complicit any longer.
Look, our show. Let's just be honest. Our show is on dialysis, and we need your money.
For the first season.
But I also think they made the first season available. You can't like check out the second season, right? For free. Or anything
there
like
might
that.
be. I would not be surprised if the first episode of the second season is free, but I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
It's a good episode, though. We got Gillian Jacobs, and oh boy, I don't want to say she was like very Brita-esque, but it was great.
Why?
I cleaned
How
out
do you
my.
even have that much money?
It's just these are singles, but
What are you doing?
I know.
This is half of the singles in my underwear drawer.
Okay.
Are you going to Jumbo's later? What's happening?
Why did you choose to take them out of your
Because I
drawer?
thought maybe something would come up. I don't know. And maybe it has. It's like, well, if anybody feels like.
Did you want to make it rain?
Why don't you give everybody? Why don't you give everybody here $1? If you give everyone here $1,
I think I might be. No, I probably couldn't. Try it. But I could. Try.
This audience is desperate for dollars.
or you give someone all the money, but they have to answer three riddles.
Oh shit!
Why don't I just do what I do for Trick or Treat, which is I'll put a plate at the foot of the stage with a sign that says "Just take one," and I'll put one of these dollars on it and fucking sleep like a baby, because then you see the empty plate and you're like, "Fuck society." This nice man left a bunch of money on a plate. No one ever appreciates that.
Did you really do that?
What? Yeah, like you can put it. It's a trick or treat trick. Look, if you didn't have time to go buy candy, put an empty bucket outside your door and put a sign that says like high road the fucking kids, and go. I go like, be honest, just take one, and then the kid gets to. Here's the thing: it's a victimless crime. The first kid, if there's a kid that's like goes trick-or-treating at 3:15 p.m., fuck that kid. But also he's like a red pillar. Like he knows. He's like, this fucking dude's pulling a scam. Like there's nobody here before me. Okay, fine. That kid goes off and becomes a serial killer. Every kid after that goes up to the bucket, sees an empty bucket and a sign that says, let's try to be nice people, huh? And an empty bucket. And the kid goes like, you know what? I love that there's a guy here that thought society was worth a shit. Too bad it wasn't. I'm going to move on through my day. Go get some other candy. Victimless crime.
I got two things. Okay, so for the first one isn't it just fine to not have any candy and stuff? Like, is that something, like, will people shame you or anything like that? Is that something you have to worry about?
Well, I have a lockable gate at the front of my estate now, so that's isn't really an issue anymore.
Well, I just mean, there's
I
a
could
lot
just
of...
hit a button shaped like a bat and fucking turrets like point at the kids. You have
turn
10
the
seconds
lights
to
off.
expect less.
Did you fear your trees getting TP'd?
Right, yeah. Like, what's the downside of not having candy? That's pretty standard,
If
right?
they're gonna TP my trees, first of all, they're only hurting my gardener. Second of all, and I'll put that on the note.
Dan, what I like
They
about
can
you is
egg your
that
front door.
The more success that you achieve, the more relatable you become.
I'm not trying to be relatable anymore, man. I'm just trying to be honest, brother.
You've become a man of the people. I love
Yeah, I know. I'm salt of the earth now. It's a salt, a big salt of the earth, orbiting the earth on a military-grade platform, hoarding the oxygen it steals.
I thought you were saying that you put a bowl out with a $1 bill in it and said, "Please just take one." And and then some kids are like, "Oh fuck, somebody got all the money."
Right. Well, I am saying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting twist. Is you have one piece of candy, you put it in the bucket, and it's the last one left. See how long it lasts.
Yeah.
But if you have that kind of time, buy a bag of candy.
Right, it would
This
be
is
hard
for
to
a
get
guy who
one
didn't have
piece
time
of
to buy
candy.
candy. I'm
What
not
about
being cruel. I'm not like a weird monster.
Yeah, but
But like you have two like full-size Snickers in there. It says, "Please just take one." But you have a camera rig, like the way they take a picture of you when you're going down Splash Mountain. And so the kid walks away with 2 Snickers, and he's got a picture of him. But he also gets to buy that picture if he wants.
Look, I'll tell you what, man. Once you get over 30, it's like the pressure gets on. Unless you live in a really specific neighborhood that's like designed for people to buy the house because it looks like a house where they can't wait to give out candy at trick or treat, and designed for the parents to drop their kids off at that cul-de-sac. Like every other place in Los Angeles, you start to like. It becomes an exercise and like fucking like primatological like anxiety. Like you open the door and there's like a 15-year-old dude, that put like a fucking ski cap on his head because that's his costume, and he's like holding his shirt out, going, "Give me candy," and you're like, "Jesus Christ, don't kill me!" Like it's a big city, man. There's no charm to trick or treat. Like it's kind of like The Purge now. I just kind of like Ethan Hawke into my bedroom and watch through a camera.
I say this Halloween, we just break into Steve's roommate's car and put all our candy in there. And the kids have to go in and like kind of pretend to break into that car.
Did I ever share the story of when me and my best friend Ramstack, we were I think we were like 11 or 12, and we were kind of doing that. We put some like dirt on our face, so we had hobo costumes, and and we were like going and trick or treating, like free candy, like and then like here comes Jenny Vogt, who like is like, you know, the crush of my life in grade school, and she's like walking, and she's got this like little girl with her, like maybe a little sister who's dressed like an astronaut or a princess or something, and it's Jenny Vogt, and I got like soot on my face, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Yeah, what are you trick or treating?" I'm like, "Yeah, are you?" And she's like, "Well, she is." She was like on fucking like, you know, chaperoning because she was a grown up because she was my age, and I was like, wah, wah. That's like one of those big moments where like, you know, the girls grow up fast, and then you're like, I'm the worst.
I was a worse person at that age. We would go up to the top of the steep hill and take the pumpkins from people's front yards and then spray them like with like aqua, spray paint, and light them on fire and roll them downhill. And it's pretty scary when you see a jack-o'-lantern coming at you on fire. But then the problem that, you know, the bad part of that is that at the end there's a house. And a flaming incendiary device is going into the juniper tree in their front yard and gonna kill everybody.
At the end of it is a whole society that's just like, oh, so you kids just don't give a fuck. Like, I feel so bad about being a kid now. Like, we used to just like throw shit at cars. Like, we didn't get it. We thought we were the Goonies.
Did we talk about window tapping with the penny and the tape? Did we ever talk about this?
Wait, my penny tapping story?
No, window tapping, penny tapping.
We called it penny tapping.
Yeah, did you tell me about this?
I told you about penny tapping.
Yeah, that's some sinister shit.
Yeah, but that's like the most benign thing of all.
Yeah, but
it's
Goonies
Goonies
torture.
shit. I know, but at least, yeah. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, but it's because you're implying to a person that someone's tapping on their window. So it's like now that you look at it through a modern lens, you're like, that's a horrible thing to do to somebody. But we were it was the '80s, so we thought, well, they will think it's like Slender Man.
Slender Man was invented in 2013.
Shut up, you fucking uncreative, shitty generation.
That's been our show. Thank you very much for coming.
What if a guy had long arms? You should be ashamed of yourselves. You have an entire internet to create mythology. You are bad kids. All right.
That's mine.
Simon wanted us to plug his Kickstarter, The Crawling King. So I guess Starburns is they're doing a project called The Crawling King. It's going to be a hard-written horror fantasy with almost 200 pages of incredibly insane art.
Are you available as a publicist?
I can fill that role sometimes.
I just whatever you're selling, I'm buying.
All right.
How do you access it?
Can I pitch something that is happening here at the Starburns Castle? It's something I actually believe in because I went last Wednesday.
Is it a vitamin B shot for leaving?
Is it church 3 more weekends? How many more weekends is Eddie here?
3 more weeks.
3. Eddie Pepitone is one of my favorite comics of all time. Was anybody here on Wednesday? It was absolutely wonderful. He's a crazy genius, wonderful. He just it's partly material, partly just riffed. And you just watch a really, really funny guy lose his fucking mind in front of your eyes, and it was magical. So I'm sad that I'm going to be out of town for the next 2 Wednesdays, but if you're free, come here on Wednesdays to see Eddie Pepitone. Look it up at StarburnsIndustries.com, right, Church?
StarburnsCastle.com.
StarburnsCastle.com. It's really good stuff, and he's a monster. And if you don't already know him, you must, because he's doing comedy the way like stand-ups ought to aspire to. I think I love him.
Pepitone is the best tone.
Whoa.
No takers?
Pepitone is the best tone?
Yeah, I tried. It's better than him. Did you hear that?
Simon wants you to know.
I guess it's a horror series.
A thing someone wants you to do.
What? Yeah. How do we?
I guess they took a dog's blood and extracted the oxygen from it, and it's a new sports drink that makes you sad. It's called Doggone Energy.
You sound like an experiment. Your heart is broken. You had a heartbreak.
I did, yeah.
Wait, recently?
Yeah, this last week.
But you opened with the car break-in, but you actually had a real break.
Because he's like one of these Boy Scouts. He doesn't want to talk about, he's not like me. He's going to get up on stage and go, yeah, a girl broke my heart. Nyam, 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 nyam.
Like when you say broken
luck with
heart,
that business model.
I mean, broken-hearted? Were you?
Look, I'm numb these days. It was it's like 2.5 months ago. That one was like I wasn't eating, I couldn't sleep. But this one, I was I'm tired.
Your ad reads that time were amazing. Now we can tell that you're hurting inside. I'm making light of it. Like, what can we talk about it at all?
If you want,
I'd love to.
Oh, geez, okay.
Like, were you in love, or falling in love, or infatuated?
Which one?
That's the question.
That's what multiple choice questions are all about.
This one I don't know. We've loved each other for a long time, and we're trying to make it work. And she was like the girl I've been chasing my whole life, kind of a thing. It was like 16 years in the making. I don't think we gave it much of a chance. This time around. Whatever.
That was a joke, right? Are you?
No. I mean, like.
I thought it was.
That's a joke that a writer would write. That's a joke.
I know.
He's fun of you. I understand you feel that way.
This time around, they didn't give it a chance.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
yeah, no. It was like. It was always like unrequited, but our friendship just got stronger and stronger until we were able to finally cross a threshold. And then this summer it was like, let's actually try to have a a relationship.
Well, you know what, Steve? Let's bring her out. Put your hands together. No.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
It's a new show called This Isn't Your Wife. What? It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I stand by it. I stand by it. You laughed through your own groans.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice. You're a good guy. That's like in my day. Like that just goes right into the misogyny engine, because the way to recover from that, like, sure is like you get bit by a snake, you rub it in dirt or whatever, like you do. And that's a bad example. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about primal medicine.
Can we put a pin in that thought?
Or it's like, you know how like you burn your thumb and then you shove it in your mouth, and it's like probably that's not helping as much as some other counterintuitive thing, like you're supposed to pee on it or let a bee lick it. I don't know. But like you millennials, you're a millennial, right? You're 40.
Yeah.
Like you kids, like you're very like you don't go to that place. Like I've met this young lady, like she's cool, you're cool, like and so it's like you have a harder thing to deal with because you don't get to go to the places that I got to go to when I was an adolescent, or even in my 30s. I was still like fucking okay. Well, that's easy. Bitches is crazy, you know. Like fuck it. I'll leave a shitty comment on her blog, and you know, like fuck all women, and it's women against men and all this stuff. Like you kids, by kids I mean 35-year-olds. You're growing.
I'm not 35.
I want to say, good for you. You're being a mensch and a gentleman, and I know that hurts more. You're having to deal with more pain. You're having to manage more pain on your own. That's like very applaudable. You should know people appreciate that. It's like you're not going to a dark place, and that's harder to do. That's fucking cool of you.
Thanks, Dan.
I appreciate that. And you'll like she'll be fine and you'll be fine, and like it's like Tabasco. It burns your tongue. It's not real pain. It's like fucking totally okay to say this fucking burns, and totally the only thing you don't want to do is go, oh, my tongue's on fire. I should cut it off, you know. Like it's just like, oh, it fucking burns, and like you feel the burn. But yeah, I'm in your corner.
I know you are. You've been an incredible advocate of You have.
Here's how much of a mensch and a sweetheart you are. Is that when you said it's been a crazy week, that was the more painful thing. But you chose to speak about if something bad happened to your friend, right? That his car got broken into. That's like you're such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't let that eat you up, you know? Like don't, you know, like it's like you're at one end of the spectrum, I'm the other end, where I'm like, my shoe hurts, fuck America. Wipe my ass on everyone. Until I get tired and I'm out of shit from my ass and everyone's like, there's shit all over me. I'm like, good night. That's one way of handling things, and then there's like this other thing where it's like, don't get, you know, like somewhere in the middle is like a rhythm. Will you go see my therapist? I told you I'd pay for it. Yeah. She's worried about you just based on our conversations where you arranged to pay for my therapy.
Yeah.
She's like, how's Steve leaving?
You offered after the last one. Yeah.
I can tell when I invoice him that he's ready to pop.
Well, you know, sometimes, guys, the best therapy is to live out a life of fantasy. Why don't we play a little bit of D&D?
Last time. What happened?
All right, who dumped you?
What? People dump me all the time and I don't bring it up, Steve.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
No, it's a joke.
You find yourself on a high road.
It's treacherous goings. No, what happened?
We fought some bandits. We left with Patchins.
Right, leaving the church with Patchins. Banditos attacked, and they got him. The end.
I'm still unconscious, right?
Did we lose Patchins? Patchins is gone?
That's a great question to ask in character.
Well, we know that the prior boned out. He decamped. He left us because he wanted.
Yeah.
to get
So
out.
you're at the campground. One of the guys Dan touched with his inflict wounds, and he kind of withered.
Yeah.
That guy's kind of hobbling away, and then there's another guy who you clubbed him in the head, and he kind of just went down cold. The rest of the banditos have kind of escaped at this point, and they made off with Patchen's clothes.
They took Patchen's clothes, but I took some clothes off another dead guy and put them on Patchen's. I go up to Patchen's. Patchen's, can you hear me? How are you?
Oh my God. I'm stabbed.
Patchen, is your character so important to our story that I should heal you?
These are the
Why should
kinds
you
of
have to ask that? He's Patchens. I'll answer that. As
These
a
are the
viewer.
moral questions
I'm
you've
a
got to
little-
decide.
I'm a little PTSD'd from fighting from those banditos.
That's if it were real life and you.
Where are my clothes?
Some other guy took them, but you're wearing a bandito's outfit
Jesus
right now.
Christ. Oh my God. He starts sobbing inconsolably. He's thrashing around and like clawing at the soil.
I'm gonna fix this. Can I want to follow the hobbling bandito.
Okay.
He's slower, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab him.
All right. You're just grabbing him?
Well, if I can.
Yeah. Well,
If I may.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of ways to approach a guy, but yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm sorry. You rolled a 2. You do not grab him. Yeah, no, you definitely don't grab him, but he's still just hobbling away, so you can essentially try and get him.
I walk up to Patchen's and I cure light wounds.
Okay, light wounds.
That's 1d8.
All right, he heals 8 damage. He's most of his wounds are starting to scab over, but he's not like completely healed, and he's still just, I don't know, insane almost. You want to grab him again?
You want to do something?
I think I'm unconscious.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
grab-
Steve, you're dreaming. You're dreaming about that same door that Rob Schraub's version of you was dreaming about.
Yeah, Carlos, we got bigger fish to fry here. Our friend Diarrhea Jr. here, he's got a demon mist inside him. We got to help this guy.
I don't have time to explain, but a lot of medicine has to do with state of mind, and he needs to confront his tormentor.
Who does?
Huh?
Who has to confront who?
Patchens. I'll be right there.
Okay.
I rolled a 2. And I'd be back already.
Okay, I got you. All right.
You grab him this time.
All right. Can I drag him over?
All right, he is still armed, so he doesn't stab you, but he's if you don't like really restrain him, like you're like grappling with him, but if you don't really restrain him, he might keep stabbing
I pull him
you.
by the hair, and I say in a very convicted voice, because the truth is my character in these moments is convicted about these kinds of things.
Okay.
I say, if you one more time make the wrong decision about who you're trying to harm, I will kill you, and that will be the beginning of your misery.
Okay.
I'm an expert on these things. There is a silver flame that guides us, and it will make an example of you.
Do you have intimidate or diplomacy?
But isn't it more intimidating if I don't have those things? I'm like, like how many times are we the victims of a charming bully? They usually have like bad grammar and okay, let me look. Sorry, there's this whole stack of papers, and the missus and I were recently in.
Other side.
Okay. Very well. Looking for
Intimidate, diplomacy.
Intimidate. No, that's a 0. And diplomacy. There's a check mark.
Okay, great. But no numbers, right?
I do have it. It's just not measurable.
Well, yeah. Same could be true of all of us. You definitely scare him. He's like, Jesus, oh boy. That's a bad, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're at a fork in your life. You were a bandito. Now you're a hostage. Your behavior as a hostage could lead you to the main road of humanity. Something you departed when you became a bandito. Probably your dad's fault.
Okay.
I'm your new dad. I'm taking you back. You don't have to be a hostage forever. You could die a hostage, or you could spend a time as a hostage, proving that you're a human.
All right. What's your perception?
It's not checked, and then there's it says total bonus, and there's a 3 in parentheses.
Perfect.
I'm that perceptive.
All right.
Okay, so now, obviously, come on. Huh? You just asked me what my perception was, and now you're saying nothing.
Right.
Well, so how is that? I'm not. What is this? I'm paranoid now.
Huh?
What didn't I perceive?
Yeah, what didn't you perceive?
I pull his hair. I go, what am I not perceiving here?
What are you talking about?
What are you doing? I look at his hand.
He swallows hard.
Oh, you dirty, shitty person.
I walk over. I have 11 perception. Let me try. Wait, Carlos, what are we trying to perceive?
He swallowed something. Open up. Drop it. Drop it.
He opens his mouth.
I reach in and pull his jaw open.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pull it. Drop it. Drop it.
Drop what?
Spit it out.
He doesn't have anything in his mouth.
He just swallowed nervously, I think. He wasn't swallowing the microfilm.
Alternately, if you swallow something, it no longer remains in your mouth.
I punch him in the stomach.
All right.
I'm trying to. I have induced vomit.
Give him the Heimlich. Like hold him upside down. Go old school on this guy.
All right. Well, you punch him in the stomach, but it doesn't make him throw up. He just takes a couple damage.
He swallowed some. All right. Well, it doesn't. You know what? It doesn't matter. I only brought him over here for one thing. It's not like we're on an adventure where we need to know where the treasure is. Patchins, look over here. Look. I just want to have Patchins watch him die. That's all.
Patchins isn't really. He's just face down in the dirt, kind of like just flopping.
Someone
and
lift Patchins' head. Make him look. Watch this guy die.
I pick up the bandito by the feet and shake him and try to get whatever was he swallowed.
Okay, then I grab Patchins' head and point it so that he's watching the guy die.
Okay.
And I whisper in his ear, like, it's okay. Like the people that hurt you get hurt more.
Wait, okay, are you gonna kill him though?
Patchins?
No, the guy.
No, the guy's gonna die, obviously.
He's going to die.
I want to shake him upside down and make him cough up whatever he had.
How is he going? Okay, well that doesn't work.
Okay. I invent the Heimlich maneuver and give him the Heimlich maneuver.
All right. Well, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. I don't even know.
How do you critically fail a non-Heimlich?
Yeah.
Is it a good Heimlich? Or?
I smash his sternum in.
Well, yeah, you can hear ribs cracking as you give him the Heimlich maneuver. And after way too many attempts, he finally starts to choke something up. And it gets lodged in his throat and he dies.
Patchins, watch. See, Patchins? See? See the will of the eternal flame?
Patchins is like still for a moment, and then he just starts like thrashing in overdrive.
It's
like
okay. This is what happened.
I reach in and grab the thing that I kind of perceived with my 11 perception that he choked up.
He choked on it. Looks like a big weird pill.
Oh. I examined the pill.
It looks big and weird and a little bit dissolved, but only a little tiny bit.
Oh, so he was trying to take his own life? He was trying to, like, Hermann Goering his way out of
It's not standard bandito protocol.
Yeah, what do these guys have to hide that they want to take their own lives?
Perhaps these banditos...
know more than we know.
Should we search him?
You can, sure.
Patchins, you okay?
He's just screaming. He's saying, I can't believe it's God. Oh my God. I have one job. Oh my God.
What is it,
Oh my
Patches?
God.
What is
He's
it?
like, he's clutching at you. You know, like when someone's like hysterical with pain and agony, you don't know what they're doing. Like he's doing that and he's like just kind of slapping you like he's, I don't know. And you can, at some point you figure out what he's doing is he's trying to grab like a knife out of your wallet and stuff. Like he's trying to grab a knife from you.
Patchins, why do you want my knife?
He doesn't grab it. He just grabs at it. And he's just like, I can't handle this.
Patchins, you got to tell me what you lost.
I was sent to Rome for one reason, just to keep this thing safe. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like a treasure, sacred treasure. I don't know. I don't know.
What does it look like?
It's like a big gem, like the most beautiful jewel you've ever seen. And all I was supposed to do was just lay low and, hide. And I figured after there was all those boogans, I should probably relocate, but fuck.
Wait, did one of the banditos just take that jewel that you had on you?
Well, my clothes is gone and I'm stabbed up.
We gotta get those banditos. I thought this was
Patchins, why didn't you tell us you had precious jewel treasures on you before the boogans came up?
Because I'm not supposed to tell anybody. That's part of the whole thing. If you could steal it, you could be, agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I grabbed the bandito that's there. Was he dead?
That one that was
the choking one.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Yeah.
Are there any live banditos with
There's
us?
one that's of indeterminate status. He's got a caved-in helmet.
I search him to see if he's got the jet. No, the other guy ran off with the jet.
Right.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
So we fucked up.
I searched that guy anyway.
Yeah. Okay. You search him. You find, what do you find? You find under his regular bandito clothes, he has very finely crafted studded leather armor. It's very quiet and stealthy. It seems like it was meant to be hidden underneath normal clothes.
What size is he?
He's a human.
He's a human.
Yeah.
A little big for me.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then you also see a dagger. He's got a dagger and a short sword, and they both seem of incredibly fine make, like masterwork weapons. You don't even know who made them, but it was a real master.
Well, I'm small. I take that dagger and I give this. Who wants this awesome sword? You guys are sword peoples.
I don't use blades. I want to check the dead guy. I want to see if that's the same thing. Are these guys all like this?
Yeah, you search him too, and you get the same thing. So I didn't quite finish, so there's also a poison pill in the one who didn't take a poison pill's pocket, and then one of them has a little note, but it's like with like script and symbols and runes and stuff. It doesn't seem like any written language. It seems like a code of some
Except
sort.
to someone with knowledge arcana.
It's clearly not magical. It's just a normal code.
Knowledge history.
How many points do you have in knowledge history?
It's a check mark, but
no points. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You recognize it seems to use a basic standard of symbology used in the guilds for trading purposes. So it's like a symbolic language that's not exactly like for speaking. It's not like it's not common or anything. It's just like its own language. But that's the only thing. You only recognize the symbols. Like you don't actually know what they mean, and you couldn't read it if you wanted.
Knowledge nobility.
All right. Nobility occasionally learns that symbol language.
Knowledge religion.
Some religions disagree with that symbol language.
Linguistics.
I don't think you have knowledge linguistics.
I do. Check mark. Linguistics.
Do you have any points in it?
No, I don't have points in any of this shit. Fucking second, third level. Fucking. Like, look, it's. I know this language. It's a trading language. These people aren't banditos. They're stockbrokers.
I take that dagger. The symbols written on a note?
Yeah.
Okay, I take that note, and then I take the poison pill, and I put it in his mouth.
What? Oh.
And then I say, "Where are your friends staying? And I won't make you swallow this pill."
Who are you saying that to?
To the guy, to the bandito.
Which one?
The one that's not dead.
They're both dead.
They're both dead. I take his dagger and just stab him 8 times.
Oh man, it's no good.
I'm just testing out the strength of the dagger.
It slides through easily.
All right.
As if it's magically sharp.
These guys weren't regular banditos, and they've got Patchin's precious gem.
Yeah.
But we've also got a sick diarrhea on our hands. He's dying over here. He's got that mist. I think the mist went into the keyhole in his heart, and he's infected with some sort of horrible demonic business.
Yeah.
We got to get him to the church.
I gotta get him to the church, but no, we gotta get Patchin's gem back.
But what if at the expense of killing DJ?
What? Sorry, we should go to DJ's dream probably. Is that okay?
Yeah.
There's a door. There's sounds behind it. You don't know what they are.
Can I open the door?
Do you want to? You don't know until you try.
Okay, I put my ear against the door to listen. What is it? Give me some of those sounds.
As you're putting your ear to the door, like there's just a big smash on the door, like someone's beating against it. It really spooks you out, and then it's followed by like.
Do I have my weapons?
No, you're naked.
I'm naked?
Yeah, it's a dream.
Ride or die, I guess. Open the door.
All right. As you touch the door, it opens, or the door kind of disappears, and just behind it is blackness, and the blackness kind of spreads up your body, and you become consumed by the darkness, and you wake up in a cold sweat.
Like I'm actually awake now?
Yeah, you're awake.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
You've been stabbed multiple times.
What? I've been.
You got your ass kicked a while. Yeah,
what the fuck are you guys doing? I'm bleeding out.
No, what are we doing? Not pulling you out?
No, I'm bleeding out. I was stabbed multiple times. What? Where am I? What is happening?
How many HP?
What was that door?
How many HP does DJ have right now?
Great question. What's your maximum HP?
24.
18.
All right, he's fine. You're not bleeding out.
I'm in pain.
Yeah, well, look, we're all in pain. It's been a long night.
Life is
my
pain.
wounds hurt. My heart hurts.
We're gonna heal your heart, DJ. We're gonna find the key that opens up that weird hole in your heart. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna get that back.
I had this dream that you guys were abusing 2 young girls. It's terrible.
That was Carlos. I had nothing to do with that.
What is happening? Well, it's good to be back.
We got to get him to the church.
I don't think we do. You feel okay, right, buddy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then let's run off after these banditos and get Patchen's gem back. Is Patchen's able to walk and like move about?
No, he's still pretty wounded. He's gonna need some more healing.
Would stabilize help or?
No, he's not dying anymore.
Okay.
I think before Jeff healed him, it would have helped.
So I could cash in. I didn't use Summon Monster 2 yet, right?
I think you did, yeah, to summon an ant. Oh, the ant's still here. Do you want to do anything with the ant?
I give him one of these. Good job, Fendrick.
Can I cast Virtue on him, or is Virtue only for myself?
You can cast on.
Okay, I Virtue to give you 1 health point back.
He's loving it.
I'm trying. What do you remember? What loadout I used?
I think it was offensive.
You were offensive.
So I haven't used Divine Favor yet. Is that
It's 2 after 10. We gotta.
Oh, 2 after 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than 10 after 2. Dad, ask me if I got a haircut.
Dan, did you get a haircut?
All of them. Dad jokes. I want to have children.
Cliffhanger! Let's hear for Steve Levy, everybody. Let's give it up for our guest, B Squid. Hell yeah. Zach McKeever, Church, Sarah Hill, Kevin Day, Chris Barb, everybody, Matt, your bartender, everybody we love here. Thank you all so much for coming. I've been your comptroller, Jeff Davis, your mayor, Dan Harmon. Drive fast, take chances. Zach, you got a beat for us to play us out? Thank y'all.
When I think about the realm of Texas, I want them to have federal aid, but then I need to give it to Florida. Good night. Feral Audio.
Have you ever tried watching Netflix or Hulu only to find out the show you wanted to watch isn't available in your country? If you live outside of the U.S., chances are you've had trouble accessing your favorite shows, but a VPN can help. Check out VPNmentor.com for the best deals and prices on VPNs. Read honest reviews on more than 200 VPNs and compare them with our comparison tool. There's no reason you shouldn't watch your favorite shows just because you live in a different country. Go to VPNmentor.com to get started with the VPN today.